So today's workout, I've got a couple of kettlebells, so we're going to do a bunch of different exercises with the kettlebells. I'm going to give you a whole list of exercises, and then you can just pick 4 or 5 exercises that work for you in terms of your ability, your strength level, or the weights that you have available to you. So what I mean by that is, for example, you might have your weights here, whether you have 1 or 2 kettlebells or dumbbells, you might find that this is a good weight to squat with, but actually it's a little bit too heavy for you to press over your head. That's fine, because you can do a different pressing movement in order to feel like you're working your chest and your shoulders. So I've actually given you a floor chest press option as opposed to the overhead press. When you're doing the workout as well, depending on how heavy the weights that you have available at home are, will determine your rep range. So for example, the kettlebells that I've used here today are 8 kilos. So when I did this workout today, I picked 4 exercises and I did 15 reps of each one, because the weight for me is quite moderate. Whereas if I was to have maybe say a 12 kilo kettlebell, it would be far more challenging, and maybe 15 reps would be a little bit too high for me, so I would drop down to maybe say 8 reps. So what I want you to do is not feel sort of fixed in your mindset in terms of, well, I can't do that workout because I can't lift that weight for that many reps, or likewise, well, I'm doing this workout for 10 reps and it feels really easy. However, if you was to do the same exercise for 20 reps with slow controlled repetition, I bet you it would be way tougher. So use your own smarts when you're at home doing your workouts, and actually ask yourself, how can I challenge myself? Can I slow it down? Can I increase the repetitions? Or, you know, change the weight if I have a different weight available for certain exercises. So take a look at the video, pick a bunch of exercises that suit you, and do the circuit that I've got below for you. Okay, enjoy. So first we're looking at the pressing movements. We've got an overhead press to start. Remember, like I said, if the weight's too heavy to press over your head, then you can look at the second option, which is the chest press. Now in the pressing movements, we're predominantly working our shoulders and our chest, and we're also working the backs of our arms as well in these pressing movements. Next, we're looking at pulling movements. So we're working our back, and we're also getting our arms involved a little bit. You might feel it in the biceps, in the front of the arms a little bit as well, but predominantly we're looking to work our back muscles. In the lower body movements, we have our squats. So you should really feel your quads. In the squats, you'll also feel your glutes and hamstrings, but you might feel it a little bit more predominantly in the quads. If you want to focus more on your hamstrings, the backs of your legs and your bum, then you've got the RDL option there as well. And then the reverse lunges, you're getting a nice combination of both, looking at working the quads, but also the glutes and hamstrings are kicking in right at the bottom of that movement. So here we've got a few more complex movements. Total body movements that involve working the lower and upper at the same time, but also are going to get your heart rate up nice. A lot of these movements require a lot of speed and power and control. So for example, here we've got the clean squat press. You might want to take your sunglasses off for this movement, because yeah, they don't stay on. So anyway, these movements, as I say, this is a squat high pull. They're a little bit more complex, and they require some speed. So if you're not familiar with some of these movements, like the single arm snatch here, you can also try it double, which is tougher. If you've not done any of these movements before, it might be worth leaving them out for now, or looking on YouTube for a tutorial video to make sure that you have the right technique.